has served me the best as a teacher is to be genuine with my students. They're people, and they can tell when you're having a bad day or when you're disappointed or when you're excited, and trying to hide anything just comes off as being fake, and people appreciate when you're being genuine with them, and so that's worked the best for me throughout the years.
At the end of my last year, I was pregnant, and I only told a certain amount of my close students, and they threw a surprise baby shower in the class, and I was like, oh my God, what? So it was really, really nice. Oh no, it's coming, the tears. It was just so nice, because when I walked in, I'm like, what? Oh, it was so nice. Oh man, yeah, it was really sweet.
Just the activities, just to see the light come on after we've done something from the beginning of the year and halfway a year. They're just like, they get it, and it's like, yes.
Teaching for me, though it has its challenges, there's so many wonderful experiences. My students will always come to me, say they will hug me, they say they love me, they love what I do, and I get this continuous appreciation, and it makes me feel like I'm making an impact, and it makes me love what I do. It makes me want to come the next day and do it all over again.
The fourth graders are my previous kids I moved up with them from 2nd to 3rd grade, so we have tons of memories there, but those are like my babies, so like they always make me feel like a model every time I go into the cafeteria. That's probably one of the best feelings.
Every year I have my kids all day long, and I get to know those kids, and those kids are like my own children. I enjoy watching the kids grow and move on. I especially enjoy seeing them the next year as they wave down the hallway and things like that. I enjoy the family aspect of all of it, and just getting to watch the kids grow and learn.
I think one of the things that I've found to work for me that I think helps is to be patient, to listen to the kids, to have understanding, to get to know the kids, build relationships with the kids. They're able to do more for you when you have that relationship built for them, and that they know that you're going to help them no matter what, and that you're willing to do whatever you can for them.
To be so excited to see me, and that's when I realized okay, maybe I am doing something right. Maybe all those nights that I'm spending stressing out over whether I'm helping these kids or taking steps backward, it was all kind of worth it, and it was all kind of that I could take a deep breath. I could be like, okay, I'm doing something right. I'm building relationships with these students, and they're growing, whether it's through reading or writing, or they're growing as individuals. They're growing, and that was the moment. I was like,
I always love it when past students come back and see me, and that goes back to my Turlington days. I still have kids who were 3rd grade when I taught them, and now they're in high school, and they're like, I always loved your class. You always made it so much fun, and you were there for us. You were a cool teacher, and you were a good mentor to us. And I think that's the neatest thing is, there's moments when you're teaching, but when they come back to you and tell you what kind of a difference you made for them, I think that's the most inspiring and the coolest thing.
We go out at recess a lot, and I like to play with the kids. And the kids, when they were talking about what they liked the best about me, they said because I was athletic. And I know it's because we go out and we play on the playground together. So anytime I spend with the kids is great. We eat lunch together on Fridays. I just got silly stringed by 30 students just 3 days ago. I would not recommend that. It's quite toxic if you have to breathe that in. So I was covered in a mountain of silly string. And I think just every day is a great memory for me because my kids at the school and my staff members make it so fun.
Last year, I was just saying, I got an invitation to one of my students' weddings, and I feel like, my gosh, they remember me like that. So just the thought that I wasn't forgotten and being able to leave my legacy, and that they remember me even on a special day as to be invited to their wedding, or a graduation or special events in their life. I mean, that touched me more than anything.
I think every year there's something different. I think one of the best things for me is I taught in a district years ago, and I moved up with that class. Last year, I went to their high school graduation to see those kids graduate. It was a tough year that year when I was in that class, and they were like my saving grace. And 2 of the girls that I saw were twins, and their mom didn't even show up for graduation. And so they were just so excited to see me there. And so for me, those are fun memories, is making extra memories after your kids have left. Yeah, those are my babies.
I just love building relationships with all the kids. They're all different relationships, and you have to really get to know each student personally for them to strive. For example, one student might be a behavior student, and you have to really get into their core to get to know them and get to see what works for them and what doesn't work for them. But another student might be really quiet, and you just need to have lunch with the teacher one day and figure out what's going on with them. So things like that, and every day is different. That's why I love teaching so much.
You know, some of the ones that stick out the most to me are mine that, you know, have come to me, and I've had other adults come to me and be like, oh, just wait for this one. And those are some of the kids that I've built the strongest relationships with. You know, they still, one student in particular, every time I see him, even like at the grocery store, he hollers like, Mama, from across the store, you know, and his mom calls me and is like, he needs talking to. He's not doing right. He's not doing his homework. And that is special to me.
The one thing that stands out this year to me is that I got a kid, and I knew him last year because I was in 2nd grade, but he wasn't in my class, but he came to me reading on a kindergarten level, and he is now very close to being on level. He is just like I get goosebumps talking about it because he's such a happy kid now, and he loves reading. He wants to read to me. He wants to read to a friend.
I'd have to say one thing that makes me happy about teaching my students is when, I know the testing is not really a huge part of it, but when I do get those scores, or even just on any assignment, or even when I'm in the midst of teaching something and you can just see all of the light bulbs come on across the room, it's such a cool feeling to know that I gave them that, like I provided that to them.